Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be putting the heater core back together right here. We got our heater core back. They said it pressure tested fine, so we should be good to go to use it. So now we're going to go ahead and just start reassembling on everything here. So let's go on ahead and get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to straighten out this flange right here. When I was pulling this off originally, it got a little bit bent because they had a bunch of sealant around it here. So we're going to get this straightened out first here. In order to straighten this out, I'm just going to use a flat jawed pair of pliers and just kind of bend this back a little bit the way that it was before. That's going to be a little bit better for that. Now we're going to go on ahead and start reassembly. We'll start from the top and kind of work our way down right here. So we're going to go on ahead and take our motor and we're going to go on ahead and reinstall our squirrel cage on it right here. There's a flat spot on the shaft coming out of this motor. So for the squirrel cage, we're going to want to make sure that our screw hole lines up with the flat part right here. Let's go on ahead and get our set screw set into there now. It's going to be a size 3 Allen key. This is going to set down in here like so. And we just want to match up the screw holes that we had in here earlier. Make sure you ground out the motor right here like it was originally. Okay, that looks good. Now we can go on ahead and put on our cover right here. And these are going to be 3/8. Alright, so down in here, this screw right here is actually preventing the door from operating properly here. So I need to take that screw out a little bit in order to be able to put the door where it needs to go. And then from there we can put the screw back in. There we go. Now we can reattach the screw. So just make sure your door is open right here when you're putting in these screws. Again, there should be another screw right here, so I'm going to put one in right here. So now we have a screw right there that'll prevent the door from closing all the way. Right there, it'll stop it. We should also have a piece of rubber on this door that'll seal up against this. That is missing, so I'm going to have to find a piece of rubber that'll work for that. So we will come back to that here in a little bit. Now the next step is we're going to go on ahead and put on this cover right here. This cover just kind of sits right here like so and bolts up with some Phillips head screws. So let's do that. Okay, so that side is done. Now we can flip it over here and we can get our heater core. All right, so again, we did get our heater core back. They pressure tested it and they said that it did come back as good. So we don't need to recore it. Should work good for us here. Worst case scenario, if it ever does spring a leak or anything like that, it's at least on the exterior in the engine bay so we can easily pull it and get it replaced. But again, as of right now, it came back as good and we're gonna go ahead and run with it. So before we can go on ahead and install this in here, it did have some of this padding in here. I don't know of a place to buy this stuff, so I went ahead and I went and picked up some camper seal tape right here. So I'm going to go on ahead and use this to line the sides of the heater core and see if that'll work out for us. Alright, that's actually nice and snug right there, which I like. Looks like it's actually starting to peel some of it off on towards the bottom right there, so I'm going to see if I can get this in there without letting it peel off. Now this didn't have anything on the back side right here. I'm going to try and put a little bit on the back side as well just to kind of help it out, hopefully. So give that a shot here as well. So we got it in there, and now we're going ahead and put a couple more pieces up here as well. don't like the way that it's kind of wiggling around a little bit, so I'm going to try and add a little bit more foam here to help it out here. It's going to have, I think, a little bit of movement in here. I mean, even these were a bit thinner than what I'm using here. So I'm going to go on ahead, I'm going to put the screws in here to hold it. I'm going to flip it around, I'm going to check the back side and see how that's looking. But I think this is definitely a lot better than it was. So let's go on ahead and button this up here. I think that's going to be a lot better right there. So this isn't really moving around as much as it was, which I'm pretty happy with now. So yeah, I think we are just about ready to get this thing back in here. Now we're going to go on ahead and put some sealing tape around this area right here, because this is what presses up against the inner fender right here. So we want a little bit of a seal on that right there. So before, again, it had some foam tape on there, so I'm just going to go on ahead and use some of this tape that I picked up here from my local big box store, and we'll get that on there. Okay, so we got that seal right there. That should be good. And then lastly, we're going to want to also put a seal right here on this piece right here. Okay, so we've got all the foam on here. We're almost ready to get this installed here. Last thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to come in here and put a piece of rubber in here. We'll have to attach it with some machine screws. That way, once this door is closed, it actually seals up against the side right here. So we're going to go ahead, find a piece of rubber, and we'll be back here and we'll get it installed. Right, first we're going to go on ahead and get these old staples out of here, and then from there we can go on ahead and get our new piece of rubber in here. For the piece of rubber, we'll be using just an old piece of garage door weather stripping. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to size and we'll get it installed here. All right, so we got our rubber set in here. We'll get some screws in there now. All right, we have the, as you guys can see in here, we have the piece of rubber in here. I had to trim it up a little bit right here to make it operate smoothly, but it does kind of sit a little better in there now. So we're going ahead and use that, and then we'll go ahead and get this back installed now. Now the last thing is, before we get this installed, from what I've been hearing is I want, besides this tape that we have around here, this camper tape to help seal it, we want to put some silicone or RTV or something around here to help seal it, because this goes right into the cab right here, and if we don't have a good seal right there, it can start leaking. So we're going to go ahead and use some silicone all the way around it right here before we get it in, and then we'll put it in and get the bolts in and get it tightened on down here. Here's the silicone that we're going to be using on this right here. We'll just go ahead and cut this off, get it punctured, and get it applied all around here. All right, so much for being clear. But that's all right. We'll make it work here. One thing that I didn't know until after I installed the heater box right here is right where the screwdriver is a little hole, and that's where the cable is supposed to come through that hooks on to the flap that adjusts the heater flap right there. So I went ahead, I removed the cable. I had to loosen the heater box a little bit to get it out of there, and then I put the screwdriver through, and then I fished through the cable where the screwdriver is. So that's what I'm doing right here. All right, we got it. That's going to be a lot better. Now that can connect right up to here, just like so. It's kind of hard, I'm flying blind on this right here, but There we go. Got that onto the lever now. Now there is also a bracket right here that I got to figure out. It should bolt up right here, but I need to see if I have the piece that goes right there. We got the heater box back in. The heater core is here. It doesn't move around, which is good. Now we can go on ahead and reconnect our electrical back here for it, and we can go on ahead and get some new lines, plumb it up, and we should be all set. Next step, in order to go ahead and finish up this heater core rebuild, we're going to go ahead and swap out our heater hoses here. So we're going to go ahead and take off this hose clamp right here. I've got some new heater hose. We'll get this ran, and we should be good. Okay, we have these right here that will go around the heater hoses, and it should attach to this. So it looks like I put this on the wrong side. I'm just going to swap this over. It's a pretty easy fix. It's just a couple Phillips head screws, and we'll swap it around here. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this series right here, rebuilding the heater core. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.